Hi there, this is Georgia. This is my vertical sleeve gastrectomy weight loss journey. Today is Sunday, January 19th of 2020. I keep forgetting that we're like switched years. In this video, obviously I'm going to go over my stats and I want to talk about a few things that I wasn't expecting after the weight loss surgery, and I don't know if they're regrets. I don't know if I should call them regrets, but I do have a couple of regrets. Not regretting enough to not have done it. Definitely happy that I went through with it, but there are a few things that I wish like I knew or that I don't like that much. First things first, my stats. So at the end of week 6, I am 254 right now. It was 255. So I lost another 2-3 pounds this week. Disappointed. 2-3 pounds a week is normal, as if I were on a regular diet. Is it normal that I'm losing 2-3 pounds a week after VSG? I don't know. I thought it would be more. Like, firstly, the first week was drastic, and now it has kind of like slowed down a bit. It's upsetting. It's depressing. I see other weight loss journeys, and like they're losing so much by this point. Maybe I should be a little patient. The truth is that weeks 5 and 6 have been doing very well. I'm around the 600 calorie intake. Some days I'm like 450. There are days where I'm like, I even go up to like 700 max. Most of them come from protein shakes. So just 2 premier protein shakes is like 320 calories right there. And then I have 2 small meals, depending on what it is. My protein intake is pretty good. It stays between 60 and 80 grams, which is my recommended protein intake. Carbs and fats I try to keep low. So my goal is to have protein at least 50% of my calorie intake, and then a 30-20 like fat carbohydrate combo. Sometimes even less. Sometimes I have like 20% fats, 15% carbohydrates, and the rest is all protein. So I'm doing okay. I don't understand why I'm not losing more. Yeah. I don't know. It's like disappointing. So that was one thing I wasn't expecting after weight loss surgery, that it would be this slow. Mind you, maybe if I was on a regular diet, I would be losing like 1 pound a week. I don't know. Is 2-3 pounds a week enough? Yeah, because if you think about it, there's like 52 weeks in a year. If I lose 2-3 pounds every week, maybe I'll be at my goal weight by the end of the year. But is it gonna be 2-3 pounds a week, or is it like now it's the beginning and then like a month from now is it gonna like stop? I've heard people that have stopped losing weight for like a whole month. Inches wise, I've lost I think 2 or 3 inches around my hips, waist, and neck, like each. It's okay. I've gone down 2 dress sizes from a XXX. I'm down to an XL right now, which is good. But I wish like the weight loss was faster. Now, another thing that I wish I knew before, that I still get hungry, and I get very hungry, and I can eat like I want to eat. Sometimes I try to disguise not disguise, but like fool myself with like drinking a protein shake, which I do basically for 2 meals a day. I do that, and it works. Other times it's just I feel it's not enough for me to feel that I ate something, and I wish that was not the case, but unfortunately it is. The hunger is real. It's only 6 weeks post-op and I feel hungry. Mind you, when I do eat, I can eat very little, but I wish I was not as hungry or hungry as often. Another thing is that I can tolerate a lot of food. Not a lot of food. I mean, there's a lot of foods that I can tolerate in week 6 that maybe I shouldn't be able to be tolerating. Like I said though, weeks 6 and 5, I'm doing pretty good. I haven't like eaten anything like out of the ordinary. I try to keep it within reason. And that's because during Christmas time, like I mentioned before, like I was bad, whatever. I ate things I shouldn't have. Still within the calorie limit though. I don't know. I mean, weeks 3 and 4, I stayed like almost 500 calories a day. I should have lost so much by now. Like my basic metabolic rate for in terms of calories is like 1700. So I can eat 1700 calories to maintain the weight I am right now. I'm consuming 600 max. Why isn't this weight dropping faster? Why? Another thing is, as I'm dropping weight, I'm 45 pounds now, more than 45 pounds below, down from my highest weight. Weight doesn't come off the same way though, like it used to. I don't know if it's because I'm older or because it's more drastic. I don't see it as being drastic. Then again, I lost 45 pounds in 2 months. I don't know what I'm expecting from this. It feels slow and fast at the same time. It feels like 3 pounds a week is not enough at the same time. Like, before November 15th, I was 294 pounds and now I am 254 pounds. And my highest weight was 298, not too far off from that. Weight comes off weirdly. So what do I mean by that? I don't look like I used to look when I was 254 before. I haven't been 254 for at least 5-6 years, which means I was also 5-6 years younger. But I have pictures from then and my body doesn't look the same. So there's 2 explanations from that. One, I am older, so gravity took a toll on my body for sure. The other thing is that when I was 254 5-6 years ago, that was my highest weight that I've ever been at that point in my life. Whereas now I've stretched it out to 298 and it's trying to shrink back. But the weight is not coming off like it used to when I was dieting before. Like before, let's say I was 260, dieting, going back to 250. Or I was 250, dieting, I was going back to 230. The weight was coming off more like evenly from around my body. Now I notice, for example, my boobs and my butt went first. And or like my stomach. Certain areas of my stomach are smaller than others. Maybe I'm still healing, like at the top part, like where the stomach lies, and it feels kind of like swollen sometimes, especially when I eat. Like it feels like bloating. Again, I don't eat a lot. I eat less than a cup, but like I feel like the top part of the roll is a little bigger than the bottom part of the roll. Before it was like all in. Do I make sense? Maybe I do. Is it TMI? I don't care. Deal with it. Also my arms. I have this lovely thing now. Wow, it looks big on the camera. Sorry, it's not disproportionate, I promise. So it look obviously the sweater too. So it looks like before my arms didn't have that thing here because I was younger, but the last 3-4 years I got this separation mark here. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm trying to say. You know, where you get a little roll. I didn't have that like 3 years ago. So now that I inherited it, and I'm losing the weight, it's not going away. And I was hoping it was kind of like gonna go away, but it's not. Again, the weight is not being lost evenly, Before I used to lose weight all over and gain weight all over. Now the weight is like, oh, I will lose some from like the thighs first. And then it will kind of balance itself out. So it looks awkward because I've always had like an even, like I've been overweight, but I've never had like chunks of my body kind of sticking out. You know, some people gain a lot of weight on their belly area and like you can see a belly sticking out. Or other people gain a lot of weight at the lower half of their body and you see like their thighs sticking out. I never had that. It was even all over, and I was hoping now that I'm losing the weight it's gonna be even all over, but all of a sudden it's like kind of losing from wherever. But the boob and the butt situation is like it's taking a toll on me. Again, it's because I inflated it and it's deflating, and I'm not the same age as I was when I was 250. But I had this idea in my head that I would look like I used to look when I was 250 pounds before. That's not true. So if you think that too, it's not going to happen, especially if you stretched out too much. So the other regret that I have is that I wish I did this 10 years ago when I was still younger and firmer and everything was like more firm. Now, and also I 10 years ago, I was like, like 240, 230. So my body was still not stretched out to the point that it got stretched out now. And the fact that I was 10 years younger, it bounces back better. What other regrets do I have so far? Not regrets, maybe complaints. The fact that I could tolerate certain foods, the fact that I'm hungry. I wish it wasn't the case, but it is. It's upsetting to go out to the restaurants. I get overwhelmed when I see a menu. I was out with friends today for dinner. It's funny because like the holidays and stuff, there were a lot of birthdays involved. So I found myself that I am going out at least once or twice a week to celebrate things. And being at a restaurant, it's very overwhelming. Looking at a menu, way overwhelming. Of course, I order from the kids menu, but have you noticed what's on the kids menu at restaurants? We're feeding our children shit at restaurants. Like chicken fingers. Obviously, I didn't have that. I had like a chicken souvlaki, whatever, which is like chicken. Oh, I said souvlaki with like a, I should be saying it like a Greek. Chicken souvlaki. No, like, like it has like real chicken meat. But, oh my God, the options were awful. And I don't understand why kids meal I understand some kids are picky eaters and they prefer chicken fingers and French fries, but oh well. Anyways, or like I see the menu and I want to try so many things. Like I wish I could eat this and that. Never before did I have to filter all this, and it overwhelms me. Sometimes it angers me. It makes me feel upset. And then it goes into a depression where I'm like, oh my God, like, your life will change and you have to make an effort to like make the right choices. But sometimes it just hits you like a wave that, I am different now. Not different from what I was before. That doesn't bother me. I'm different than anybody else at this table. Someone else might be on a diet, but they're not as restricted or as like, it's not as frustrating as it is coming out of surgery. It is frustrating. I can't enjoy certain things. It bothers me. It shouldn't. It's not a good indication, but it bothers you. It hits you in different ways for different reasons every time you realize that life will never be the same again, and it shouldn't be the same again. So that's another thing why this is not the easy way out. This is the hard way out. This is very hard. I mean, I know there are people 5 years post-op, 2 years post-op that they can eat whatever from anywhere and as much. But that's not the goal. The goal is not to reach that point. The goal is to get it in my head that shit is different now. I can't ever try certain things. Not because I can't handle it, but because I shouldn't. I shouldn't open that door. Like I did with Christmas. With Christmas, I opened a lot of doors, and believe me, week 5 and 6, I shut a lot of those, and I don't want to reopen them. Chugging water. Can never chug water again. Maybe eventually, but I miss it, and it's frustrating. And I wish, I could do it. Sometimes I feel so thirsty. I just want to drink a lot of water, and then I take a few gulps and I'm like, shit, what did I do? Is it gonna hurt? Is it gonna hurt? And then I have to wait and see if it's gonna hurt. And I've done that a couple of times with water, where I'm really thirsty and I kind of forget and I take a few gulps more than I should, and then it hurts, and I'm like, oh, I should be more careful. And another thing is, when you are out with friends and you haven't told everybody and everyone's looking at you funny, is what's going on? Weren't you eating? Or you're only gonna eat this much, you barely touch your plate, and then you don't want to go into it, and it's frustrating too, because then you have to sit there and explain everyone what you're doing or what you did, and that's not fun. That's definitely not fun. Going out is definitely frustrating. Maybe I shouldn't be going out as often. I have to decline now doing things. I don't know. But I don't want to feel left out. I don't want to constantly be I don't want to be the person where it's I can't come out, or I can't do this and I can't do that. That's an annoying person. Or we can't go for dinner at that place, or we can't go. My goal is to try to feel included and be part of my friends' celebrations, but also try to stay within limits of what I should be doing for this surgery to work for me. And it's a hard balance to find. It's also a trial and error in the beginning. Maybe later on I'll have a better grasp of things, but for now it is hard. Another thing that it's kind of annoying is the fact that I'm trying to take most of my protein from shakes. If I try to eat as much protein to get the shakes, I noticed that I can't handle that much food, and also the calories go too high, or the fat content goes too high. So basically now I have to limit myself with the protein shakes, and I don't know if I can do this for the rest of my life. Those suckers are freaking expensive, man. I mean, I could do the powders, they're cheaper, but they taste disgusting. And the Premier protein shakes, they're expensive, especially in Canada. The US, you guys have it so much better with the protein shakes and the protein water and the Fairlife protein. I mean, ridiculous. Here it's you can find a protein shake in the US for $1 or $2, and here one protein shake could be up to $4. Ridiculous. Anyways, and I don't know what to do with that. It's kind of frustrating now that I have to get my protein for protein shakes, so I don't go high on the fat content and I don't go high on the calorie content while being able to maintain a high protein content. Does that make sense? Did I make sense? I don't know. Yeah. And they taste better than the powders, but I don't see this being sustainable for the rest of my life. protein shakes, I mean. I have to start getting used to powders. Gross, but I have to. Whatever. Also, water. I noticed that I'm supposed to be at 64 ounces by now, and it's hard to track it. And like I said, I can't gulp it. And I try to have as many glasses as I can, but I noticed yesterday that I'm not drinking as much. So I got this bottle on Amazon, and it has like a time tracker where you should be by a certain time. And that's a big, see, compared to my face, that's 64 ounces of water, like 2 liters. It's a lot of freaking water. A lot of water. I'm gonna try my best tomorrow to start feeling this and carrying it around and making sure I'm drinking all of that. Maybe that will subside some of the hunger too. Who knows? Anyways, so this is my update for week 6. And my little bit of complaints or regrets after VSG so far. Maybe a month from now, my regrets or my complaints will be different, but for now, these are my complaints. I want to thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see where this takes us. And if you want to watch my previous videos, you can go to my channel and see what I've been doing so far. This videos will not go up till like a couple of months from now. So if you're watching it and the date doesn't make sense to you, like the video will be posted probably in March or something, but today is January 19th of 2020. That's it for me, and I'll see you in the next video.